What's going on? Hopefully, we're coming in loud and clear. Welcome back, people, to Drama Free Gaming. It is what it says, and it says what it is. It's been a minute. It's been 2 minutes, if we want to be honest. A couple of weeks ago, I was flying solo here, had Population Killer and Almost Sleek. Shout out to them who will probably pop up in our Discord chat here a little later, hopefully, if they can join us. And to you guys who are either joining us live or on the back end, welcome and thank you for subscribing. We picked up a couple of subscribers, even though we've been MIA for a few. But we're going to go old school tonight. And what I mean by that is going to be me and Dark Dad 99J. Say what's up to these people.
Hello, everyone. We haven't done this since episode 0, like 1 through 10?
Man, I don't know. I mean, we started picking up a couple of people along the way. We have Henyo, who's fresh from vacation, so I don't blame that brother. He's still trying to get into the swing of things and whatnot. But if he pops in chat, we'll say what's up. And if he wants to pop in, it's all good. The same with Sleek, as we said before. But yeah, it's been a little while since it's just been you and I, my friend. What's up with you, man?
They're not really, summertime, kids out of school. Really haven't touched the controller. Young boy did want to thump his chest at me, when everybody's like, yo, this dude gonna beat you down in Dragon Ball. And yeah, I'm calling you out live on the internet. It sucks, don't it? If you ever hit it, this sucks.
Man.
I don't play with cowards. So if you want to stand up to me, I'm always ready. So stop running.
I seen your fingers at work on that controller playing Monster, like live, like up in your house, like click, 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 click. Like you're Monster on that, man. I didn't know you played like on a competitive level though.
Play on a competitive level. I came up in arcade culture.
Mm-hmm.
So if you came up in a certain culture, especially like in gaming, arcade culture is good. Get good or go home.
Right.
You're gonna learn to get your face pushed in the back into your skull. And that happened to me on a multitude of occasions. That's why the stronger my opponent is, the stronger I want to be, and I'll keep growing.
Yeah. No, I meant to say, and I know that you your arcade background scene and whatnot. We know about that, the competitiveness coming from there, being rooted and born in the heat of battle. I'm talking about playing like what you play now competitively. Like you're not just playing for laughs and giggles. Like you're getting in there with people who know what they're doing on another level, right?
Yeah, I mean, you play online. Look, number one goal, if you want to play fighting games, be ready to have your butt kicked. Expect the L's, expect losses to come your way. And if you like it, you just push yourself to become better. That's just the way I look at it.
Yeah, that's why I've always. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good.
No, I was gonna say that's why I've always been kind of like on the fence with fighting games. Like I enjoy fighting games. I think the two top that are up there is like, and I've said it before, the old school Street Fighter, like Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 2 Turbo Edition. I like those Street Fighters, and then obviously, or maybe not, Mortal Kombat is another one that I enjoy. But as I've grown older, I actually enjoy watching other people play the fighting games. People with skills, not me. That's just how I feel about that, but like you said, because you get in there with somebody who knows what they're doing, yeah, your experience is gonna be short-lived.
Oh nah, hey, it is what it is, brother.
Yeah.
By the way, I want to throw a special shout out to those of you who watching, because every time I pop up on this guy's Twitch channel, he's always reaching out and he's always promoting us. So it's my turn to promote him. So his name is Moderately Retro. He's on Twitch.
Okay.
He streams old school retro RPGs, Zelda, Golden Sun. I know the guy personally. You guys pop over there on Twitch when he's on and show him some love and tell him Jay sent you. because he's
Nice.
done it for me. So, you guys reach out. I know we're a small channel, we got a small people, but reach out to him when he's out there. Tell him Jay sent you. And he's a real good guy. He's trying to go. So, shout outs to you, Molly Retro.
Nice. So that's over on Twitch, guys. Moderately retro. Just one word, just together. Just look him
Yeah,
up on Twitch. He'll pop up. Cool
yeah.
beans, man. Cool.
He's also the guy that wants to come on the show.
Okay. Hey, more than
So
welcome, man. You know how we do it here.
so yeah. So if you want to check him out in time, you should pop on over, follow him, see what he's about, and you can engage with him right there.
Most definitely, man. Thank you for putting that bug in my ear. And like I said, guys, if you're catching this and you'll realize this is like episode 53, if I'm not mistaken. But we've had our lapses here, and we know that the YouTube scene, the social media scene, if you want to get big and you want to get seen and you want to get noticed and you want to stay on the cutting edge of things, there's a time commitment to this. And I just want to kind of start it off like that today, Jay, because I'm not saying this to explain myself, but I'm saying this to overall explain like what we're about again. And we enjoy gaming, but gaming is not the center of our universe. Gaming is what
Uh,
we gather around as older men who have different responsibilities. Jay got his boys, his work. He works night shifts, over the weekends. I do my thing. Right now I'm in a process of going back to school. Yes, I am 46 years young, and I'm going back to school and looking to get my physical therapist certification and pursue that as a career, and plus other things that is called life, and kudos to people out here who have been able to make this video gaming media reviews. I can shout out a bunch of people. I'm not, but you guys know, you follow your channels and the guys out there and whatnot, and gals, and kudos. I'm not knocking it, but if you're connected here to us somehow, some way, we're not going anywhere, but we might not pop in sometimes for a minute. We still want to put out content. We still want to have these conversations. We still want to talk about gaming. At one point, this was like a bowling night for us. You
oh
had
yeah,
Enyo and
man.
myself and you, and that's something that we still even do, even if we don't get on these mics, right, Jay? We're on Discord.
Yeah.
And you see the little link there on the screen. Check us out. Come over. We chat about gaming, but we do so much more, and we're more family oriented than anything.
Okay. I want to jump in on that real quick.
Yeah, go for it, man.
To, to those of you that want to join Discord, I want to make this perfectly clear. We are more than happy for you to come in, introduce yourself. Everybody's very open. We will talk to you. But if you come in acting like a treasure troll, you will get drop kicked right out the ring. Everybody on our Discord, we all have debates. We've all done it. You win some, you lose some. But when you lose, act like a man. We don't tolerate that whining and crying. We don't tolerate none of that. So, please feel free to join us. We're all grown here. You
Yeah,
will have a good time.
and we're grown in all sense of the word. I mean, we are more mature. That's not to say we don't have some young bucks with us or some younger guys, but they're doing their thing. They got their families, they got their kids, they got their careers, they got their health, their physical fitness, et cetera, et cetera. And the message we just want to put out here is, hey, we're here. We're not going anywhere. Sometimes we're going to be riding those highs, and you're going to see us more often than not. Jay still got to get on that Castlevania run. Still
Yeah.
want to get on here and do other things, but we're going to get to it eventually when we get to it. And hopefully if you got us plugged into your ears, because I also upload the audio version of what we do here on Anchor.fm, and from there it's distributed to, Pocket Cast, it's iTunes, Google Cast, a lot of other formats that you can catch us on. And maybe, you might be working out, you might be traveling, you might be working overnight, and you got us plugged into your ears an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours if we go a little bit long, and it just makes the time go by a little bit faster and maybe better. If you like our sexy voices, I don't know.
Okay, see, they be picking on me to be like, man, that voice of his would be so.
You ain't got
it rumbles the soul.
You got the bass, but your treble is up louder today, man. You usually got that bass going on,
but see, I got a new mic on, so apparently
it sounds crystal though. It sounds
Oh,
like
does
you
it
right
really?
here, like right next to me. So we good, man. We're good.
I need to be next to you. That'd be a whole new thing to build on. I gotta get that way though.
Yeah, man. I hear you, brother. I hear you. Jay and I got this thing, man. There's a reason why Jay and I live in separate states, because if we were together, I think we'd be working at the same place. We'd be getting out at the same place. We'd be hanging out like every single day. My wife would be like, okay, but you might as well just go move in with Jay because you're there more often than here. And
now hold on, man. Don't you? Hey, look, I am not trying to have no wife tracking me down for your choices. That ain't gonna happen.
That's true. Nah, she wouldn't let it happen though. But yeah, man. But that's how much we enjoy one another's company and we egg each other on and have good laughs. But Jay, let me start it off. I mean, we've had some good light talk here, intros, this, that, and the other. What have you been playing? If you've had some time to play.
Well, we recently played the Division 2, which we both are definitely sitting down and kind of going through things. I've touched a little bit of Dragon Ball, but as far as anything new, being honest, not really seeing it. Oh, Mario Golf. I might get Mario Golf, but otherwise, I'm really not playing anything new.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm glad you said Division 2, because that's what's playing on the screen right now, Division 2. And Jay, what do you think about rediscovering Division?
Ooh. Well, seeing as how we all met basically on Division 1, Division is always gonna be that staple. But coming back to the game, Ubisoft, good work. I just wish you would do this like right when the game launches. Just give us everything on the plate. I give you $100. I'll give you $120 if you give me everything. Hey, I'm that dude. I'm just being honest.
Yeah. I mean,
Division.
you know just how Division 1 evolved over time. That's how these games are. And we got Henyo up in the room, by the way, and I unmuted you, Henyo. So if you're muted, it's on your end. But whenever he wants to jump in, he can jump in if he like.
Wait, hold on. Henyo was always that guy that's late to the party. He's like the New York Yankees.
I don't think he
at first they was on top, but then they suck now.
Oh.
I got an excuse. I got a whole pass.
He has a whole pass, he said.
I was playing a video game in drama-free gaming. So.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, why did you say something?
I was just so into this game that I'm pissed off, but I'm all right now.
It's all good. What are you playing, bro?
MLB The Show.
MLB. He's pissed.
Wait. I know. Hey, Henyo, you sound like you in a tunnel, baby. You okay over there?
Yeah, it's probably my headsets. I'm not using my normal microphone. Yeah. I'll get it in a minute after we.
Yeah. No, but you sound all right. You coming in clear. You're good. If you want to stay like that and keep, wrestling and frustrating yourself out there, that's good.
Hey,
it's all
listen
good.
to it.
It's just frustrating.
Listen up, guys. You're listening to a bunch of old guys, and including one playing MLB The Show. So if you get an an R, a grunt, and a controller hit the wall, that's what old guys do when we play games.
Can I vent? Let me just
go ahead, man. You can go ahead. You came right on time for this. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna vent right here real quick for 2 minutes. I'm gonna give myself a 2-minute cap. All right, starting now. So I'm playing MLB The Show, and lately this week I said, you know what? I'm gonna start playing online, right? Because why collect all these baseball players if I'm not gonna play anyone, right? What am I gonna do with all these great players? So I gutsy up. I joined the ranked league. Season. It's called season. And I'm playing away. I'm here. I'm doing great. I'm off to a 3-0 start. So today, I finally came across a good opponent, and he was throwing strikes and stuff like that. So, but I was just missing him, and I was pitching just as a good of a game. I think we took it to like the sixth inning with no runs scored. So I decided to throw a fastball outside, and he manages to hit a home run. Okay, fine, whatever. It happens. It was fastball. The fact that it was kind of outside, whatever. That's MOB being MOB. I don't think it was. So I wasn't able to score a run. So that game went down as a loss, which is fine. I wasn't going to go 162-0. So I said, you know what? I think I have time for a quick game, and this is a single player game. And it's only supposed to last 3 innings. It's part of the conquest in which you're taking over parts of the land, a la Risk. So I'm playing this game, and it's supposed to be only 3 innings, and I cannot score a run. And I'm in the 8th inning, and I finally score 1 run. So I say, great, I can finish this by the 9th inning. So I throw in Mariano Rivera, the greatest closer in all of baseball, holds the major league record for most saves. And in the last inning, some nobody from the Oakland A's hits a 2-run home run.
Wow.
Oh.
A 2-run. So not only did I play 3 games in one, what was supposed to be one session, I wasted, 6 extra innings.
Hold on. I got to ask you, how much Spanish did you talk in your frustration?
My wife kicked me out of the living room.
That's how much Spanish, right?
Yeah. So basically, I'm coming fresh off that loss, which is just, it's nothing big, but I think the first game was a little bit more of a blow than this game. But man, the greatest closer of all time closes the game, and they hit a 2-run homer.
And a nobody hits a homer.
A nobody.
That's crazy.
So
that's
it. I went over to
no. I was gonna say. It's a totally different sport, but I call that the Madden effect.
Yeah.
That's why I don't play Madden.
Yeah. And I have better players, and it's just the game's no, you're not winning this one.
That's crazy.
It took me the 9th inning. On the last couple of innings, we decided to score runs, and it went back and forth.
See,
so that's my hall pass. Do I get a hall pass or not?
Yeah, you get a hall pass. I like how this brother said, I'm gonna play 3 innings. It's gonna be cum de la. Next thing you know, he got drawn in. That's how you know you love your game.
I jinxed myself for saying, only 3 innings.
Yeah. Yeah, he walked in there cocky.
And then he got kicked in his chest.
I tell you, that's why I have the love-hate relationship with sports games, with fighting games, because you could be doing your thing, but there's almost like a threshold that the computer knows, the AI knows, okay, you're feeling good, you're feeling good, aren't you? Okay, now I'm gonna do this, and you're gonna get a little pissed off, but I'm gonna keep you engaged, and I'm gonna loosen up a little bit, and then I'm gonna take it to another level, and then at the end I'm just gonna smash you. Yeah, I don't appreciate that.
It makes me wonder, does the computer, does the program actually know? It obviously know what your move is, right? Because you're kind of, if you're sitting on an outside pitch, you're kind of moving the analog stick to the right. So now does the computer look at that and say, okay, he's leaning right, I'm going to throw inside.
Right.
So that in effect is kind of cheating because the computer knows that I'm leaning out. So
it's cheating. Something. It's not kind of cheating. It's cheating. it's cheating.
I don't know what the computer's going to throw. I don't know if he's leaning left or right.
With Google knowing your algorithms, when you do a search and then you open up your email and all the advertisements on that search that you did, right? I wouldn't pass it on these games as well.
Yeah, I would. I would have to agree.
That's how it remains competitive, right? If the computer kind of didn't know what to expect from your next move.
Right. That's why you play in old man mode. You're playing normal. You don't play in any other difficulty with normal.
And could it be said that that's the difference between, what's the term? Our generation's gaming what is it? God, I can't think of the word. The way the computer thought back
Yeah.
then, it was all just programmable.
Right.
It only knew to
It
go
was
to a certain part of the screen, right?
sort of static,
Versus
right?
right,
Pre-programmed
it's like
static.
this is the
Yeah.
pattern. This
Yeah.
is the pattern. This is
Yeah.
the program pattern, and you guys are able to, say, okay, since this is the pattern, I could go at this flow, right?
Right.
Like Castlevania. Dark Dad knows.
It's a
All right, if
pattern.
I zoom through this, I'm not gonna waste time trying to pick up a power up that I know the computer's gonna let me pass through
Right.
if I'm quick enough. So that's his pattern, right?
Right.
Example. Now that he does that all the time, right? Dark
Mm-hmm.
Dad, right?
Yeah,
So
I do.
versus the computers now have a little bit more processing power, therefore it could kind of analyze the history of the at bat, and now it's saying, okay, here I'm gonna do this for you. So
Yeah. Well, and honestly, my opinion, it would be again, it's a two-edged sword, and we said it before because the frustration comes, but it's also it would be real boring if you got on there and you knew all I got to do is this, and I'm gonna spank the computer each and every time. It's like
absolutely.
there's no growth fact, or even if that's artificial, but
Mhm.
but yeah, it would be boring. I wouldn't want to play where I know, okay, I'm gonna jump in here and I'm gonna smash everything each and every time. Maybe depending on the game. I think that's why we go back to old school retro games because we know the patterns, we know the secrets, we know the tricks, and it's kind of like comfort food, right? At that
Yeah.
point, it's rinse, wash, repeat. We can do it with our eyes closed, standing on our heads, with the whatever, the rock band guitar instead of a controller,
Right.
and
Mm.
it kind of gives us some sort of feeling of accomplishment. But yeah, man, I don't know. It's
Well, I think
It's true though. You want that competitive. So
right, right.
see,
part of me is just mad because it took so long. It could have been done in three
look at
innings.
this
It
dude.
took 9.
Yeah, true,
If you're
true.
gonna beat me in 3 innings, not the fucking 9th
Yeah,
inning.
don't do it when you bring out the best closer in all of history, right? Like,
Wow.
Exactly.
and then make you feel like dirt when they get the bat boy off the
Yeah.
bench and
You
he
know,
smacks a
you know
home
what?
run.
You know
So,
what? I
Whew.
can picture Henyo's face right now. He deep into the game. The brother
Mm.
sitting there hard racing. Like, all right, I got this. I got this. Whack. And the look of like disappointment, anger, and despair. Like, don't you go over the wall. Don't you go
Oh,
over the
it
wall.
wasn't, dude. It was a no doubter. It was just
yeah, I was
like,
gonna say, like
oh,
he
what?
he smacked it or he just skimmed over the wall, like,
No, the outfielders even had they went into the automated,
oh
scripted
man,
like,
yeah,
oh, he smacked that one. Like they didn't even move.
yeah, that one's
Like
going
they
into the
keep their
parking
hands on the
lot.
knees.
Oh,
Love the
oh,
animation.
oh, oh,
Wow.
brother, you might as well say you threw a gallon of salt right at that picture because that dude put
I
it all in
just
your
did.
face.
All right, look. I don't know what you guys were talking about. I'm
No, no,
late to
no.
the
I mean,
podcast,
I
and
was
I don't
just
know what, but I don't want
we
to interrupt what's going on with my.
Nah, we were actually just talking about what we were playing, and that was perfect. That was a perfect segue because we're talking about games, and you guys might be hearing us, and you're saying you're still playing that game. Like we were talking about Division 2. Yes, we've come
Mhm.
back to Division 2. We've been away from Division 2 long enough where we're coming back and we're actually discovering new things. There's more content. It's more enjoyable, at least for me right now, because it's like, oh, okay, this game has gotten this iteration and this iteration and this has been added, and it's worthwhile my time, you know. And that's just kind of like the point where you're saying with MLB, which is a game that you play, you enjoy, and that's what we're really doing here in this channel and what this community does. We play games and we're looking forward to games, but somehow, some way, there's those games that we always go back to, that we never quite get away from. And I know how that feeling is, Henyo, when you play a game, even though you love the game, but then you feel like, dang, I just invested all this time and I came away with an L. That's a terrible feeling. Like, I can't get
The
that
same.
time back ever.
Let me tell you, the same could be said with the division. Whether
Yes.
you're fighting a level and
Yes.
everyone drops out, whether you're doing a raid and
Yes.
you're right there, you're at the last level. Come on, guys, don't give up.
Yep.
Nah, man, it's getting late. I gotta wake up tomorrow.
Okay,
There's no way,
hold on,
right here,
hold on,
fellas.
hold on, Henyo. There's a perfect
What?
segue. So we were playing Division 1,
Mm-hmm.
and I set the party up, and I can't remember who it was. I think it was me, End Time, DBM, and I think Grim. And we were doing Lost Pocket on the hardest
No, it
level.
wasn't Grim. That was Nate. Nate was,
Was
with
that
us.
Nate?
Nate was running with
Yeah,
us. Yeah.
and in your perfect scenario, we got like 3 stages away. Everybody's like, man, I'm tired. We don't want to do this. I was like, yo, we this far along, and we playing on the hardest level, and we were right here in the end. Everybody stopped and was like, seriously? Yup. And we all buckled down and beat.
Yeah.
It happened. So, I mean, that's just how it goes.
I've been in plenty of raids and, like playing with multiplayer guys, and everyone's giving up like on the last stage. I'm like, if the team's helping me carrying me a little bit, you're relying on other people and not to be able to finish that level sucks. So
Yeah,
that's an out.
and that's what we're trying to do now. Even revisiting, we've been playing with Ace and Rogue. Shout out to those two, because they've been on the division, and we've been trying to just play and target some loot and trying to work on our builds. But we've come back to the game, and we're finding it enjoyable, and we're trying to get something together so that we can tackle the raid. But realistically, again, these pitfalls, these things that we find is like, how hard is it to get 8 people together to do a raid and to work, in synchrony, to work as a team? It's difficult, if almost
be
not
properly
impossible.
equipped. Yeah. So you got the odds stacked against you. You got to have the right what they call that loadout.
Loadout,
You got to
yeah.
have the right people.
Yep.
And you got to have the right time, right? Because if it's getting too late, ain't no one starting a raid at 1:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
So
For those of us that have 9 to 5s,
yeah,
away from home, which I'm one of those people, you can't play. I mean, I could do a raid with you, but it has to be on a certain day.
Right.
Most people like doing stuff like that on the weekends. Unfortunately, I'm in a grown man business. I gotta go. I gotta work. So I'm out.
Yeah. Yeah. And
so not only do you,
go ahead, Jay. Go ahead.
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, and that's why these games, a lot of these what is it, features, let's call them features of these games, we don't get to them because the logistics, how do you get around an 8-hour 8-man raid? You don't. You either commit or you never play that content. And we've talked about it here before, like, what's the trade-off, and then how do developers develop their game so that they're not alienating, the people that can't play that specific content, but then not appeasing that whole crowd and then leaving the hardcore out. You know what I'm saying? It's just that it's always been like that. It always will be like that, I think. So
I absolutely fall into the I can't spend 8 hours playing. I divvy up my time, and trust me, I divvy it up wisely because I like to play a lot of different games. I like to play. Recently, I've been playing BioShock. I've been playing SnowRunner. I've been playing MLB The Show. I booted up Midway's arcade the other day. I mean, I'm really involved in gaming and
COD, COD.
Oh God, please!
Oh, come on, man!
I didn't get to load it. I didn't.
No.
Get to load
Okay.
Oh my God!
It's just a plethora. And Death Stranding just announced the director's cut.
Yep.
And dear Lord, if you haven't played Death Stranding to this point, this is the version you want to play. The director's cut. It looks. Ooh, I want to play it again. And that game.
What's so special about it that should make me want to play it?
Well, they added more of the actual fighting, right? So I don't know, in my previous reviews, it felt like an Amazon delivery guy. You were constantly delivering things, and once in a while you would come across enemy camps, right? And then you kind of had to travel in between places, and that was that whole Death Stranding and standing between you and the next location. But there wasn't no real, like, you could just be wandering around and nothing happens, like you could just take your time walking across, deserted land and, wait for a Death Stranding or, a camp. But now they kind of added more so you could run across more enemies even if you're just wandering around. They added new vehicles. They added a new race mode, which have you guys played Death Stranding?
No, man.
No.
Okay, so one of the things that you could do in Death Stranding is as you're kind of moving along the world, there's the storyline is just, it's just Fantastic. You kind of using the resources that you find to help build a road to travel to make it
Mm-hmm.
easier to deliver stuff,
Yeah.
right? So you're paving, literally, you're paving road, and everyone outside of the who plays the game kind of contributes to the paving that world. So if you start a road and you say, "Hey guys, could you please contribute to my building of the road?" Someone else in a different game somewhere, it's not multiplayer, but like let's say Sam, you pick it up, you play, and you see a sign of mine, and you
Mm-hmm.
donate material, it'll help build my path, my road
Right.
to
Right.
deliver stuff. So that's kind of cool about it. But we never come across each other, in
Mm-hmm.
this world. But regardless, so you're able to create racetracks now with the cool new vehicles that they're providing, new cinematics. Did I say that more
Yeah.
interactions with enemies?
Yeah.
And the game is going to be now made for PS5, system. So it's going to get a huge upgrade graphically,
Nice.
and this game looked beautiful on a PS4. I cannot imagine how this game is going to look like on a 4K screen. Absolutely stunning, man.
Will
That's
your wife let you buy a 4K screen, Henry?
I'm actually it's very tight right now,
Mm.
but I'm trying to get one before that year ends. But
Yeah.
they're
Yes,
so
sir.
cheap that I could afford it. It's just there's other expenses. So,
Right.
Oh,
but this game
yeah.
is damn beautiful. If you haven't, I'll try to post the trailer to it. But man, what a storyline! What graphics! What gameplay! I mean, it was a little bit dull because after all, you're only delivering packages. But they added so much more content to it that I think the second time around it'll work well. And if you haven't played this game, man, at least play an hour of it at least, and you'll get something.
Yeah. I mean, I will eventually check it out when I pick up my PS5 in 2023 when they're available. So
Jesus Christ!
I mean,
Well,
the way things are,
you
man,
better,
it's been crazy, man. I mean, if you're hearing this,
well,
guys, I would love to have a PS5. Honestly, if there was a PS5 available now, I wouldn't run out and get it because there's not really anything that calls my
You know what?
attention right now on the PlayStation that I
Yeah.
would like to play. But I know eventually I'll pick one up. Eventually,
we'll
But y-
get there when we get there.
yeah, we'll
Yeah.
get
I
there when we
spit
get
up my water, but
okay.
so there's a plus. I actually updated my division too. So
Mm,
if you guys see me hop on, don't be surprised.
cool,
My game is updated, and I'll definitely join you guys.
cool,
Uh
cool,
oh.
cool.
I'm a
Yeah.
gamer. I'm a damn
Uh
Hey,
gamer.
oh.
and that's and Henyo, let me just tell you that I'm glad that you're a gamer. Cause just like what you said, I just recently uploaded Plague's Tale to go back and finish it up. I want to go and finish that game up. I've been playing Octopath Traveler on the Switch. So I have purchased it there, and I know it's on Game Pass and all that other good stuff, but I said no, I want to play it on the Switch. So that's been my Switch game that I've been playing. I want to get back to Monster Hunter, but Octopath has me kind of hooked. So I'm just gonna stay on that. And like we said, Division 2 and a bunch of other games that are on the horizon. And speaking of the horizon, did you guys see the Forza Horizon 5 coverage during the E3 and even afterwards when the directors came out, developers came out, and they started showing like more footage of how they captured the scenery, the weather effects, the vehicles? Did any of you catch that?
I saw the trailer only. I didn't get to follow the coverage of it.
Okay. What did you think about that? Is Forza Horizon 5, and I'm putting it out here now, and I'm gonna be clear. I'm not a Forza Motorsport fan, simulator, but Horizon has always caught my attention. Horizon 4 is terrific. Loads of fun. You can get either real serious or just arcadey in it. But when I saw Forza Horizon 5, I was blown away by how this game looked so real. I don't know if you guys got that vibe, that impression when you saw whatever it was that you saw.
Nah, I mean,
No,
being
yeah,
honest, Go ahead, Henio. You take this.
Oh no, just I wasn't really blown away. It kind of almost maybe it might be the screen that I'm watching it on. But it just it was just another, like, I didn't feel the hype. Like, I didn't feel anything.
Mm, okay.
Like,
And I'm glad you mentioned the screen because I did wait until they uploaded the 4K, the same presentation but in 4K, and I did wait until I got home and watched it on my 4K screen, and dude, I was blown away. I was never so hyped about a racing game, if you want to call it that. But I was just, I stopped the video and I said, okay, this has to be like a photograph. And I'm just waiting for now, for it to like cut to a actual video game screen. But it didn't happen. It was like I was looking at that photo quality graphics, and then all of a sudden it was like they hit the unpause button and the cars just came into view, and it blew me away, man. So I don't know if you guys have had the chance or can see it on 4K, but it is freaking amazing, bro, what they're doing
I'm looking at it
with
right
this
now.
series.
Yeah,
It
I am
is
looking at it now on my laptop, and the scenery and the grass. I mean, you can see petals on the grass.
it is
Uh,
freaking amazing. The
yeah,
weather
it does look good.
effects. Um
Mhm.
I saw it various times because I was like, how when you're hyped up about a game show and E3 and you see something and it's like new eye candy and you're like, yeah, this is great. Oh, that looks great. But then you go back and you're like, yeah, okay, it was all right. And then you go back again, you're like, okay, it's kind of average. you know,
You know what the thing to me is, that this looks cool as like a video montage, but when you're sitting down there, everything's blowing by you so
yes,
fast. You really don't get to indulge in some of the surroundings around you, right? Because you're constantly racing. If you're racing, you're racing,
right,
and there's no time to go, oh man, look at that puff of dust that I just
right,
kicked up,
right.
you know. But I'm looking at it right now, and honestly, it does look good.
Yeah.
I'm
All right.
wondering what GT7 is going to look like on the
Mm,
PS5,
mm-hmm.
because that's
So,
coming too.
I gotta say, I guess I gotta be the negative Nancy on this one.
No, go ahead, man. You got your opinion.
But I know, but honestly, I really wasn't excited. With all the years in gaming, we've been here before. Gran Turismo 1. Look at the realism. Gran Turismo 1. And us old folk, I can remember when Gran Turismo came out on PlayStation 1. I lost my mind. We got Polygon with cars? What? And then from Gran Turismo, it went Project Gotham Racing.
That was a good game.
Midnight Run, I
See,
think it was a Midnight.
Midnight
yeah,
Club.
no, that was I thought it might have been Midnight Club, and then
Midnight
you had
Club.
Need for Speed,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I mean, there's a lot of racing games we can sit back from, whether it be back in the day to now, and Forza Horizon. I'm not going to hit you with the Madden effect because you guys definitely don't do that, and you have proven that you're willing to elevate your games, but they're still recycling the same thing over and over again. It's hey,
Are the cars going to get damaged on this one?
see, you already asking questions.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a good question. And from what I understand, the Horizon series has been more of a arcade. You can get sim on it. You can get in there and start tweaking your car, this, that, and the other. But yeah, it's a good question. I don't know to what degree you could bring up those options and how many of those options are going to be available on console and on PC. There might be just more options for that on PC, obviously, than on console, but we'll see. We'll see when that comes.
Yeah,
Um,
we're definitely gonna burn that, man. I mean, I played the Horizon 4. I think I own it,
mhm.
and it's clean fun. I have friends that play it, and I'll hop on with them. So yeah, this one will be interesting. I would like to see how Gran Turismo 7 comes back against this one. Gran
Right,
Turismo has been always more of a simulator gaming than anything that's come out on the Xbox. So
right.
um, you know,
Yeah,
we'll see.
Gran Turismo would be like maybe more comparable to the Forza Motorsport
Yes.
division and not
I
so
agree.
much Horizon, because like you just said, Horizon is more of the fun time, arcadey type game, which is up my alley. But yeah, but enough
I got it.
about Horizon.
Hold on.
Go
I used
ahead.
to play
Go ahead.
Dirt. I'm
Hold
sorry.
on. Hold on. Hold on. I got a trivia question from both of you. No Google. You can't use Google.
Damn it.
Before we move on,
Mm-hmm.
what series was spawned from Project Gotham Racing?
What series was spawned from Project Gotham Racing?
Yes.
PGR?
Racing.
Hmm.
Yeah, isn't this the series? The Forza.
Good call. Yes. Forza. Forza became Project Gotham Racing became Forza.
Interesting.
Yeah,
You
on
did-
Xbox, the original Xbox.
That's
yeah,
From
because
the
it was
original Xbox.
it was Project Gotham Racing or PG. Well, it was Project Gotham Racing on the original OG Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
Project Gotham Racing 2, and then it switched to PGR.
Mm-hmm.
And then the PGR group fell and it went over to what is the company? Is it Playground Games?
Turn 10?
Turn 10, and they made Forza Ain't Look Back.
Mm.
So trivia question for today, guys. If you didn't know that, PGR was the birth of Forza.
I remember that.
Yeah, PGR. I used to play a lot of what we used to call it cat and mouse. You remember that,
That was
Henyo?
fun.
The cat and mouse playing.
You had to take the leader.
What was that?
You had to overtake the leader.
Yeah, well, with cat and mouse, it was 4 people, and teams of 2, and one would drive like the little Fiat car, and another one would drive on the team would drive like the Ferrari or the Lamborghini, and it was your if you drive the sports car, you would have to do everything in your power to block the other guy's little car from getting like around the track first before your other guy.
Got it.
Yeah, so yeah, cat and mouse. It was pretty cool. We used to play that. That was
That
one
sounds like
variation.
fun. I don't think I've ever played that mode, with guys like that. But it
Yeah,
sounds
yeah.
fun.
Yeah, I mean, we had to do things because it wasn't like you could do much on the game but race. So
Right.
so yeah, so it's kind of like we kind of created that cat and mouse variation and whatnot, and it was pretty fun. Pretty fun.
You know what I've always appreciated about these racing games? The ghost mode.
Mhm.
So, even though your friend is offline, his scores and his times always exist.
Right.
And you might see him rolling around.
Yeah.
I think we started seeing that with, Dirt. Remember Dirt?
Yes,
You
Dirt.
can see your friend's scores.
It was
and,
more
and
like
there goes.
the rally racing type where you just race against the clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun game and very
What?
competitive, whether your friend is online or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm a shill one more time by the guys, not to cut you off. But Moderately Retro is online. I'm pushing him again. Please follow him on Twitch. He's a good guy. Pop in, tell him I sent you, show him some love.
Cool. All right.
Put the
Cool
name on the
beans. Yeah, the name of the channel again on Twitch is Moderately Retro. So if you guys are hearing this, go check him out and give him
Send
a
him
shout
some
out.
love.
Send him some love and
Yeah.
tell him that Dark Dad Jay sent you there. And eventually
Yes,
I'm gonna check
sir.
him out. I'm gonna check him out most definitely. He wants to come on the show, so that'd be great. Anybody excited about Halo? Because I am. And I'm surprised that I'm saying that, but I'm excited and looking forward to Halo. And I hear crickets.
Yeah, I haven't played a first person in a while, so it's been, probably, it'll probably be well received. I just haven't been first person friendly lately.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Well, so
Will
far,
I play it? Probably, yeah. Will I be on it day and night? Probably not.
yeah. No, same here. I'm excited from where they were last year and their so presentation, which I wasn't one of those that was like butthurt about the game, like, oh my god, the game's and the franchise destroyed and this and that. I felt they made a good move on postponing it, and I think we're gonna get an excellent Halo experience with Halo Infinite. It's just looking like it's gonna shape up to be more of what we know Halo to be. Halo. They wasn't trying to reinvent the wheel, so I can appreciate that. How about you, Jay? You've played Halo before? Do you like it? What's the deal?
Wait a minute. Are you literally asking me?
I'm
after
setting
me
you
and
up. I want to see what you're
you
gonna say.
Okay, first off, this brother knows I play Halo. We
Mhm.
beat Halo together. He knows I like Halo. So yes, am I looking forward to the new Halo Infinity?
Infinite.
Is it Infinite or is it Infinity?
No, Infinite. Halo Infinite.
I mean, I like what I saw. It just looked like an up-res Halo, so they got to show me more. I mean, just being honest.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think
I'm
I think that's coming in the next couple of weeks. Even at the time of this recording, we're in late July, so but it's gonna be exciting to see. So let me switch gears here because I don't want to dwell on one thing for too long. But what do you guys think about this cloud tech, this xCloud tech technology that is going to be used to bridge the gap between the generations, the Xbox console generations? Have you heard anything about this?
have not.
You haven't, Jay. I'm surprised.
Dude, I haven't put my nose in the news in a minute, so
I hear you. I hear
go
you.
ahead and lay it on me. So you guys are going to get my honest reaction from these guys. Are going to talk about the news more likely, and I'm going to be giving it to you as I'm hearing
Well,
about it. So
to make it, you know what, and to make the topic a little bit more generic, I mean, cloud gaming is something that we're not just experiencing with xCloud. We have others out there that are trying their hand at cloud gaming and whatnot. But what do you think, Henyo, about this tech as time goes on? And Xbox using it to bridge generations, people who are not able to get their hands on the newest, latest and greatest consoles.
I haven't heard too much about this. I honestly I haven't read it, so I can't comment too much on it. I could comment on my
Yeah.
experiences with cloud gaming,
Hmm.
and it's been kind of mixed. I just love the portability. I love the capability. But my experiences haven't been that great, and it just might be because maybe I'm on just on an older phone, or I'm on a place that doesn't have the good tech, coverage. But overall,
oh,
I'm
hold
pretty
on.
impressed.
Hold on. So I got Moderately Gamer actually tuning in to us right now. I'm on his Twitch.
Okay. Cool.
So if he can actually hear us,
Okay. That's
yeah,
cool.
he's that brother's tuning in. So make sure
Cool.
y'all, I'll let you know when he's on, but make sure we send this guy some love because when he's on, I want to get him just to get him some love out there
Cool. Cool.
live on his channel because this guy always promotes us
Cool.
every time I pop in. So I want to, hey Henyo, keep talking about your points, but Henyo, pop in and send him some love, man.
No doubt, no doubt. But
Sorry about that, brother.
what
Go ahead.
what little cloud gaming I have done, the experience has been, you have to be careful what game you play. Obviously, the library that Xbox is providing is pretty impressive. So, uh, I look forward to it. I'll embrace it. But right now I'm not too impressed with what I could do as far as lag and connectivity. It's still an issue for me.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm leaning more on the and I understand that you guys with your experiences, just like my experience with cloud gaming, it's gotten better from when it initially launched. My own experience playing, the experience is always better for me from home. Just because I have the high speed internet, so I don't have those lag issues. I've seen the work that they've been doing to where the lag is not even distinguishable there in my experience. But it still depends on the game that you're playing. And just that really plays a factor. But what is interesting to me is what Phil Spencer was saying here not too long ago, and it really wasn't magnified. So maybe that's why you guys haven't seen a lot of this, because unless it's been touted by, let's say, IGN or other major game industry covering, media, they haven't touted it, but Phil Spencer pretty much said, hey, you who have not upgraded or have not been able to, or are just not ready to make the transition to the current gen consoles through cloud gaming, we're going to be able to keep you in the fold. You're still going to experience games like Halo Infinite, Flight Simulator. Now, he was clear to say, and I appreciate it as well, that the best experience to experience these games is on an Xbox. It's on actual hardware. So he didn't give the impression like, hey, xCloud is here and it's going to replace actual physical hardware, which I personally think is not going anywhere anytime soon. But I think it's for me, it's almost genius to think about, wow, I can have access and have an experience of newer games. It's not going to be like playing on hardware, but I can still have access to them through xCloud. And that xCloud is going to be an app, or it's already an app that I can find on my tablet. I can find on my phone. I can upload it or download it onto my current console, whatever that console may be. And even to the extent where Microsoft is already speaking, it has been speaking to like television companies, Samsung and whatnot, to have it built in, have Game Pass built in, and that's cloud availability there through browsers.
Yeah.
That's true. All right. Hold on. Yep. I think Molly Retro is actually in the room. Is he in here?
Is he in our Discord?
No, I think he's on the YouTube side. Go pop on and see if he's over there.
Oh, there he is. Jeremy. There you go. What's going on?
There he is. What's up, Jeremy? Yo, show this brother some love. He's a good guy. Get that dude a shout out.
Hey, if Jay is excited about Jeremy, then y'all guys got to go check him out. And we appreciate it. And I know it ain't the first time. I know it ain't the first time that Jeremy's been in here. I know he's been in here before. But yeah, man, that good to see you again, and thank you for hanging out with us. And we definitely gonna be checking out your channel as well over on Twitch. Again, Moderately Retro. So we'll go.
Oh, that dude is a beast, man. He's really, really amazing at Zelda.
Okay.
And he's rocking out on some Golden Sun right now. So
cool.
If you guys, especially Sleep, you check him out.
Cool.
That cat's playing Golden Sun. He's awesome at it. Cool. I ain't never seen a cat play Golden Sun like that. So y'all check him out, and please, he's a good guy, man. Y'all give him a shout out, give him some love, pop in, give it to him.
Nice. Yeah, if you got Jay cheerleading you, then I don't know, because Jay doesn't cheer much of anything. He's like our gloom and doom guy here. He just like shoots down our excitement. So,
oh, you know what? Just because I'm the grumpy guy, you need the grumpy guy.
You're the grumpy old man, bro. It's like, oh man, this guy didn't get like his coffee fix and I don't know, his creamer in his coffee and whatnot, and yeah, it's just.
Not to deviate from this.
No, go ahead.
But I just want to comment on this xCloud.
Yeah, go for it.
You gotta be impressed with the library that they've been able to put out in xCloud. I'm not talking about Xbox Pass. I'm talking about the games that you're able to play in xCloud.
Right.
So MLB The Show being one of them. I'm a fan favorite, and I tried it out. I had to try it out, and I'm playing this on an S8 phone, and it looked beautiful. All right, and the only thing I'm pretty sure if I would have been in the Wi-Fi, I was playing over 5G, and it was pretty good. So I'm excited if this is going to be an offering somewhere else.
I'll be with you in a minute.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm glad you shared that, Henyo, because and it just keeps. That's why I don't understand, Henyo, why and Jay, I don't understand why this hasn't been getting more press. And it's something I would love for not just Xbox to continue doing, but for PlayStation and others to be doing, if they gotta like copy it or get their own, kind of variation of it, because it is really impressive, man, to have that option. And yes, we're just talking about xCloud, um, but the offering and how it plays and you being able to access it on whatever device wherever you are, as long as you have the connection to do it. It's great, man. It's great. I think it's one of those things that just doesn't get enough attention.
It doesn't, and it's gonna sneak up on a lot of people once they realize, what, I can take my Xbox. What? Where? Wait a minute. I have my Xbox on my phone as an app. What?
Well,
I
you
don't
know
think they've
that's
come to that point yet.
Yeah.
well, that's believe it or not, and I can say it right now. That's going to be Sony's downfall because Xbox built for the future. Sony didn't, and Sony's paying for it right now, horribly. So we gonna see Game Passes wiping them up. I think they had PlayStation Now, but PlayStation Now caught on but didn't catch on. But Xbox Game Pass is probably the best thing since bread and ham.
Yeah.
And we don't like
You
to say
know,
it.
and we'll, I mean, I don't think this will ever happen, but could the xCloud gaming experience be so great that people are just like, I don't need an Xbox, I don't need a physical Xbox. Will it ever get to that point? Um, I'm darn impressed with what they have right now, and I'm not even using a tablet. I'm using an S8 phone.
That's
with a
crazy.
key sheet device.
That's crazy.
Right? I'm wishing I had an S10 to look at this thing.
That's crazy.
I can't imagine what it's gonna look like on an S20.
Let me tell you, I got an S20, and it looks freaking amazing, bro. I've played, I've tried Halo on there, the Master Chief Collection, Sea of Thieves. I have played. I actually started playing Plague's Tale on the phone,
That's a perfect.
and then being able to carry it over and play it then on my console. And it's great. It's great. It's just like I said. And going to what Jay said. I'm not a PlayStation hater. Okay, I've owned PlayStation and I enjoy specific exclusive titles on PlayStation as well. So don't get me wrong. Because I prefer Xbox, but I just think that PlayStation and Sony took a different direction, and it's going to take them some time to turn that ship around and eventually get to where they need to get, because I don't think they're going to be left behind, or they're going to be stubborn and say, no, this is how we're going to do it, and this is what we're going to do, and not change and not evolve. I think that even they're too smart for that. Like, these people in this industry, they're talking about stuff, and we're seeing stuff now that they've been developing maybe for over a decade, and now we're just seeing it come to fruition. So I really think that eventually PlayStation is going to have a service like Game Pass, and they're going to bring their games. I mean, they're bringing their games over to PC. When at one point people were saying, that's never going to happen. And now they're bringing some of their older games to PC.
I love it. I'm playing Xbox Pass games on PC.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's like, why not? Why not, right? Why not? Like, what I love about Game Pass, and this is really the main title of the show today, is the gaming drought over for Xbox? Because I don't think the narrative should even be considered anymore that there's no games. Xbox has no games. Like, that's ridiculous. With xCloud, with Game Pass, with PC gaming, with games even going over to Steam. I mean, what more do you have to do in order for that narrative to just be totally wiped off the board?
Well, when you got entitled gamers that whine and complain and bitch about everything, that's what you get.
Well, I mean, and that's a small little minority, because we're gamers, right? We're gamers.
Yeah, that's true, but they're becoming the majority, because the more people that complain, it's my game.
No, I think they sound like they want to appear like a majority, but I don't think they're the majority, man. I think there's just a few again on the fringes, but just a couple of years ago, if we want to talk about that, the shoe was on the other foot. Xbox didn't have anything to offer. There were, and the narrative was true. There was no games. There was nothing to look forward to. And there was slim pickings, and Xbox almost folded. And then the era of Phil Spencer came through, and he's turned the ship around. It's taken some time, but to turn around and to continue that narrative, I just think it's really just being willfully ignorant. And to say that somehow PlayStation is not continuing to be the powerhouse that it is, I think that's willfully ignorant too, because PlayStation has their fans, PlayStation has their install base, PlayStation has their developers who are even now hard at work putting games into the system. And when things starts popping off, when you start getting that God of War, that Horizon game coming out, when you start getting these guys pushing out these games, it's gonna be on. It's gonna be on once again. I don't know. Like I said, I just think that everybody just goes through these ebbs and flows in the industry, and for us to just kind of like sit on the sideline and be like, yeah, this company sucks, and then 5 years later we switch sides because it's convenient for us. I just think that's just foolish. I don't know. Maybe I went on a rant there or something, but I don't know.
Well, I think we all have a right to gripe in this age of gaming, because gaming is a commodity. It's an easy sell. I mean, honestly, when you got video games now, there is a copy of Elder Scrolls on 360 that's sold for $600 unopened.
Brother, that's nothing. Did you see the news of what was it that just recently, the Mario trilogy that Nintendo released on hard copy? I think it was Mario Sunshine. I forget what the other ones are because Mario Sunshine is the only one I like. But Mario Galaxy, and it sold for some ridiculous amount. I mean, a ridiculous amount of money. The hard copy. Look it up.
Serious?
Look it up, bro. You're gonna scream when you see how much money a hard copy. And people were like, "Oh, don't tell Nintendo that this is out in the wild. It's overstock that Walmart had or something." So people snatched it up. But whoever didn't get that hard copy didn't get a chance. That timed whatever exclusive of Nintendo. I don't understand Nintendo, but they said, "Oh, we're not going to put this game out ever again. So if you don't get it by like the end of May or whatever it was, you lost out." I don't understand that, Nintendo, but they did, and someone paid a ridiculously stupid amount of money for a hard copy of this game on the Switch, which wasn't even like remastered or nothing. It's the same freaking game that you could have played back on your retro console, bro. Just, I don't understand this. Like, Henyo, you know what? I'm going to go on this rant. Had there ever been a time in your gaming life where, and I had this, where I was like, dag, I wish I had enough money to get like this game, and then you thought to yourself, man, I can't wait for the day to come that I can own all these games because I'm going to play all these games.
Yeah, absolutely. It's called the wish list.
Right.
And it exists on Steam. It exists on other...
He says Steam.
But,
okay.
But now that we some grown-ass men and we can actually buy... Now we're frugal as well. Not cheap, frugal. And we wait for the deep, the game's been out for 3 years, deep discount. We buy these games, but then it goes from the wish list to the backlog.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Okay,
so go ahead. Did you found it?
So I'm on eBay as of right now.
He's on eBay.
And hey man,
go ahead. I don't like eBay, but go ahead.
Hey, look, if you're gonna get your throat cut, it's gonna be on eBay. Just accept it. The highest copy I see on $100.
No, bro. No. You gotta go do a search on the interweb and go find out whatever you got to type in there. Don't go on eBay. Go on the interwebs. This was recent, where a hard copy of this trilogy Mario Galaxy and Sunshine, the trio that came out not too long ago, it sold for some stupid amount of money. I'm talking about stupid amount of money, okay? Not just a lot or ridiculous. Stupid amount of money.
Now I do know there was a brand new mint condition, unopened Mario 64 that sold for 1.5 million. That's dumb.
Yeah.
You telling me a game that came out 20 years ago could have made me a millionaire if I just would have held on to it? Are you serious?
Not opened it.
I know, right?
I got a box sitting right across from me right now that I'm trying to sell these games. I put them even on Facebook Marketplace. I can't even get $5.
No,
not even $5.
Because isn't the dilemma, guys? Because we done it. I build my own arcade. Well, I didn't build the arcade cabinet, but put it together and everything. But have put in the work into an 8 terabyte drive that I have, and I have thousands upon thousands upon thousands of games from my childhood. If I can get these games, why am I going to go pay anybody stupid money? I don't understand that. I just don't understand it. And I know I ain't got the time. And when I do play these arcade games, I play the same games. Is there something wrong with me? Like, I try to like play something different. I'll pick something like randomly and press it, and then I play for 2-3 minutes. I go, this sucks. I'm gonna go play Street Fighter. I'm gonna go Streets of Rage. I'm gonna go play whatever, George of the Jungle, whatever. It's just like I'm playing, games that I grew up with, just from my childhood and whatnot, and that's what makes me happy.
Let me add something maybe here. So we all treasure something, right? We like to collect things, right? By nature, we like to kind of not hoard, but we like to be the owner of a property of some sort.
Are you serious?
So hold on. So I collect certain things and I prize them and I give them value, especially big value, right? Now, if this is a common thing in the community, that value just continues to increase. What's happening with like these products that they're selling, it almost becomes like a psychotic thing in which is I need to have that. And that thought right there is what drives the price of these things up. Right? Now, the difference between, that Nintendo game versus my box of Xbox games that's sitting there is probably the replay value, right? How good is the game? And in that case, it's not even open, so you're not even gonna play that game, right? So all you have is just the bragging rights to say, I own this trophy. And that's what it's really coming down to. That's what drives the price to it. I have Star Wars action figures. None of them are really old. Maybe 20 years old is the oldest action figure I probably have there. But to me, it has a lot of value. And when someone comes by, they're like, "Oh my God, that's a cool statue you have of Darth Maul or whatever." That has my value. Now, imagine if everyone had that same interest for that same statue. All of a sudden, I'm sitting on a gold mine, right? And it's just, we give things value. And right now, once it catches on fire, once it becomes viral, things like this happen. That could, if something really bad was to happen in the world today, what is the value of that game?
Whatever a human puts on it.
Right.
So right, but what is the priority to that game, right? If we're all trying to survive in some pandemic, apocalyptic, world-ending environment, what maybe the game could be used for trade, right? But I guess the point is, we create this value. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We kind of we make it a viral thing. We make it a need. I need this. I need to have it. I need to be part of that bid. Right? You go through when you place your bid, you feel your adrenaline pump. Oh yeah, I'm in. And you all of a sudden you start getting outbid really quick. But again, we're giving you value. We're raising the stakes of these items, and I don't know if Nintendo's trying to force that by saying, "Hey, this is a one-time only, thing. It's not going to happen ever again." You're creating value.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Uh-huh.
first off, I want to say it before anything happens. Fair use. So I found an article by Screen Rant. You guys can go look up this article yourself. Super Mario 3D All-Stars is already being sold for ridiculous prices.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this article once again is written by Brianna Reeves by Screen Rant.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So you can read the article yourselves, but let's get to the nitty-gritty. So there was a Mario 3D All-Stars game. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you loud and clear.
Yep.
All ears.
The game sold for $2,000. Now here's the thing.
That's
This
my
game
GP right
sold.
there, man.
Well, no, but here's the thing. The game sold 8.3 million copies, which is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So you telling me the game hadn't been out barely a year, and you telling me it's already fetching an almost $2,000 price tag when you can probably get lucky and walk into a Walmart and find it for like $50? Get out of here.
Yep. Yeah, but like what Henyo was just saying, Jay, that we create the hysteria, we create the value. It's like I heard a long time ago, and it always stuck with me. But what are diamonds? Diamonds are nothing but rocks, right? That were
Crushed
like
cold.
they're cold. That was compressed, right, over a long period of time, and then they just burst, and now they're shiny. But we give it the value.
Mhm.
And there's people that are literally killing one another for these diamonds in these countries.
Oh, people are just okay. You know what? I'm going to say it right now. Anybody, if you spent $2,000 on this Mario game, you ought to be taken back to you ought to be taken to your backyard and given an old yellow treatment. I'm sorry.
There will be somebody
I'm
there.
sorry. Man,
Well, and you
look.
know what? And the thing is, I read another article just recently that Mario All Star whatever that they just released in the near future. Each of those games is gonna be sold individually. So
Okay, all three of these games, if you have enough processing power, you can emulate them. So I don't understand where this value's coming from. I really don't. I
Holy
get
grails. The ability that you could display it and show people it all. Show
ain't
it off.
nothing like the real thing,
Oh,
baby.
this brother goes into okay. Let me say this. I've been around gaming most of my life. If I would have kept everything I had, and trust me, back then I didn't appreciate gaming like I do now. Sega Saturn, Dreamcast. I had Shining the Holy Ark. I had Dragon Force. I had Burning Rangers. I had Magic. What was it called? Magic Knight Ray. All these games now, $400, $500, $600, $700, $800. Why though? Like most of these games, if you're smart, you can get it emulated. You can get your fix. Feel good about yourself. You can move on. There is no way that anybody should do this. But as I would say, not to sound like a hypocrite, it's your money, your time. How you spend it is none of my concern. So I just don't understand how or why you do it.
Yeah.
They're increasing the value of it.
That's the bottom line. I mean, there's always going to be a market. There's always going to be a button to push in the nature of humanity, and someone's going to pay. Someone's going to pay, whether that's nostalgia, whether that's the necessity or the perceived necessity of having to have the hard copy of things. And yeah, it could go on and on and on. I mean, we're just, we're not critiquing one or the other. We might not understand it, but if we did, we would be the person paying the $2,000 for the game, right?
Getting $2,000 out of me.
Well,
I know,
I'm
me neither, but
I'm
saying.
sorry.
I'm just saying.
I'm sorry.
But Jay, to play the devil's advocate, but that's just like, you know, when you tell people, when I walk into your apartment and I think it's cool, it's an arcade. You got like 7 machines, right? You got 7 1-up machines, and it's a friggin' arcade in there. But somebody else might walk in there and be like, brother, you crazy? Like, what are you doing with all these arcade machines? You don't need this. You could have emulated it and thrown it on your TV.
That is a good point. But once again, not to sound like a hypocrite, and it's my own
It's
words.
your money, right? It's your money.
It's my money.
Exactly.
And I tell anybody once again, look, I can complain and say what I want to. That is my right.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's your money.
Yeah.
I can't control how you spend your money.
It's your money.
So
it's true.
But you made a good point, and I can't even argue it, brother. I mean, you made a good point.
I mean, I just want to kind of like keep us on a plane where we're trying to look at every perspective. And yeah, we might have one of those moments like, are you serious? Not me. You ain't getting no 2 G's from me. Not no for no game. But then the flip side, we got to look at it and say, man, but you know what? I can probably drop 2 G's on something else and somebody look at me sideways and be like, what? You did what? You know, so it's you know, to each their own on that. Like you said, at the end of the day, it's your money and whatnot. But it is amazing what people will do. And you know, on Nintendo, this is more updated. I'm gonna use it as a segue. But on Nintendo here, now I know y'all guys saw something about this whole Switch OLED screen coming out here soon. Did you see anything or hear anything about that, Jay?
Sent an article about the Switch OLED. I think that's the only article I kind of
because you did post it on Discord.
Yeah, and I definitely got to say, as a working man, and I'll admit it. I'm admit it right here on everywhere. Everybody can hear me. I'm a cheap bastard. All right, I'm cheap.
Frugal.
But, brother, End Time can tell y'all, if it's Shadow of the Middle Earth, I bought the Ultimate Edition, was called well over $100. I told them, and this came out years ago, and I told them, hey, I'm buying that game, I'm spending $100. No, you're not. And I did. I don't regret it because I see why, and that's why I tell you guys. Once again, it's your money. I'm not going to regret it, but OLED, I get it. New technology. It's going to look good. That's for sure. Are they going to fix the Joy-Con drifting? Are we going to get new chips to make games look better? Are we going to get more processing power?
Nope.
Are we going to get, am I getting anything for my money that's going to validate me giving up my old Switch for this new one? And if the answer is no, then I won't do it. I'm sorry. Give me justification. Not just this screen has OLED, but I mainly play my Switch on my TV. So what I need an OLED screen for? I got kids. They pick up the Switch. So I'm going to let my kids scratch an OLED screen? I know how much that stuff costs. No. So there's a lot of factors coming in there. Well, it's going to be... go ahead, brother.
I think this will be like probably another entry point for people who don't have Switches. They'll say, like, I'll take myself as an example. My daughters have Switches, but I don't. Oh, wow. If it's a new OLED, yeah, I'll invest in it because it's new to me, right? For you already have a Switch. You have an idea of, all right, this is enough. It's not providing anything else. But for me, it would be a good entry point with that being a factor, a new screen. You understand?
All right, hold on. All right. So let me ask you this.
So, Jay, before you say that, hold on to that because I just want to I want to present this. So for $350, because this is what is going to be MSRP, okay? $350, Nintendo's offering us a better view with an OLED screen and 7 more inches. Now that sounds kind of dirty when you think about it, but a better view and 7 inches for $350.
What? So what am I doing? Am I supposed to be upgrading to a new man? Is that what it's telling me to do?
No, what I'm saying is that's
Just saying.
that's what you're getting. I mean, and Henyo makes a good point in the sense of, for him it's new because he doesn't have a Switch. There's gonna be a new dock for these Switches, by the way. So if you buy this Switch, it's coming with a new dock. Same Joy-Cons, same tech, because you're not getting a new chip in there, okay? But what you're getting new is a dock, an OLED screen, and 7 more inches of viewing real estate. Now go ahead and say what you was gonna say, Jay.
Henyo, I know you said the OLED screen might be a buy-in for you, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be the opportunity, but
so why wouldn't you're a brother? We've all joked around about spending a little green.
Right.
Why wouldn't you just take the $299, get a basically the Switch 2.0, which is it's going to be just as good as the new OLED screen, because I don't think $50 is worth a new screen and 7 inches when you can just dock it and play it on your TV. And you yourself are a mobile man and you play games on the go. I think going the old route, the $299 route, might be for you.
And again, because it's an entry point for me, it's not. I'm not gonna want to go revert to technology. If that's the case, I use what's already, what my daughters are using or what have you. To me, it would be like the buy-in factor would be the OLED screen. That would be the only reason why I would jump into a Switch, right? I'm gonna get a better screen. Outside of that, I would just either stick what I have or continue playing Xbox Pass games on the xCloud, system. Um, that's another thing that really hasn't drawn me into the Switch is there's nothing there that I really want to play. Like there's, probably the closest thing I've come to is Mario Kart, honestly.
Well, there's some good titles out there for the Switch, man.
I am sure, and I see some, but again, it's not like there's nothing drawing me into it. It's like I'm not compelled to go, you know what, I need to drop $300 to play that game.
I hear you.
I can understand that.
With so much I have going on with Xbox and PlayStation and my PC, I gotta introduce a new system with another different type of library that, hey, there are games out there. I'm not gonna front. There are some Nintendo games out there that I'm sure that I would, probably play. I'm not saying that I wouldn't, I shun them, but do I, am I gonna move away from everything that I have right now to just focus in on the Switch? Probably not. Especially with the capabilities to go.
What would maybe what's the word I'm looking for?
Maybe if they had a library of Xbox Pass, like
I think if that would entice me if they had the Game Pass app available on the Switch OLED. Yeah, then maybe I'll go get it.
Now, answer me this question because I wouldn't know. Does Nintendo have any such subscription package for unlimited type of gaming?
No.
Nope.
So I gotta buy all my games.
Yep.
Except Super Nintendo and Nintendo, those are free.
Yeah, they throw some. Okay, they throw those retro systems on there, and I think the subscription is like a family subscription is like $30 because I have it. And what's cool about it, even though their infrastructure sucks, is that you can have up to like 8 members. They don't have to be legit family. You can pass it off to your friends and whatnot. And it's cheap. It's dirt cheap. But they don't have something built in like an infrastructure of like Game Pass, where they're offering you a library for a subscription or whatever it is. So, and that's why I say if they had Game Pass on the Switch OLED, that might be something.
Yeah, you would get a friend invite from me.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, and I am that guy. If they were like Game Pass, you can now get Game Pass on an OLED Switch. Yeah, I might trade in my old Switch and go that route. So I mean, I can be my minds can change, people can be enticed, but what matters is what kind of bait you're gonna throw out there for 'em.
Yeah,
And right now,
and you know what's crazy, Jay, is that Nintendo is so good at selling you just enough that they're always gonna make a profit. They don't lose. They don't lose.
Nintendo is good for. Let's take food. What's the best sandwich you've ever had in your life? Best sandwich.
Well, you just said ham and cheese a moment ago, so let's go with that.
Okay, we're gonna go with a ham and cheese sandwich, cooked the way you like it, all the trimmings. Now Nintendo will give you a ham and cheese sandwich with all the trimmings, and you'll look at it, and you'll be like, "Yup, I'm gonna eat that." And then along the way, they go, "Hey, by the way, we're gonna put these pickles on it. You want the sandwich now?" Now after you done chewed down that freshly made good sandwich, and they coming in with some pickles. Now this brother always like, I mean, but you get it.
Like oh, bad analogy.
This brother don't like pickles.
Try again.
Come on.
You messed it up. But I understand what you're saying, Jay. But that's exactly what I said. I mean, you brought the analogy to kind of like simplify it, but Nintendo, we understand, we know, if you've been around long enough, Nintendo is the only company out here in the gaming industry that has never lost money in selling you a brand new console. Even if the console bombs, they don't lose money. They make a profit because they're not on the bleeding edge, which makes me think, why put an OLED screen on old hardware? Why? With the chip shortage and all this, why go with an OLED screen? Why not wait until things, quote unquote, get back to normal and give us a proper upgrade? Because it's still coming.
That's true.
And because of that, the chip is not available. There's no
But it makes. But you know what it makes me think of, Henyo, is that these people are smarter than us, man. And I've heard people in the industry. I'm not an insider or anything, and I don't pretend to be smarter than anyone else. But I look at my own field, right? And we're doing things. Well, we're seeing the result of things that are being instituted and implemented now in my field of business, that if I just stop and meditate for a moment and think real hard and go, oh, that's why they had us doing XYZ over the last 5 years, because they were collecting data, but they had all this planned already. You know what I'm saying?
When Phil Spencer took over Xbox, Phil Spencer had a plan, and Phil Spencer was a gamer. Pure and simple. And he's done it right.
But that's what I'm saying. Nintendo, they just didn't say, oh, okay, pandemic happened, and we got no chips, and all we have is OLED screens. Let's just throw an OLED screen on here. No, I think they planned it this way. I don't think they were ever going to give us a proper upgrade the way we expected it. They said, no, we're just going to give you enough so we can charge you another $100, get you on board, and I guarantee you, I'm going to prophesy right now, I guarantee you that in about another year, maybe year and a half, depending on, if we have another surge of COVID or some other pandemic that the government creates and, has us shut in. I just said that. You're going to see then that they're going to come out and say, okay, things are now back to normal. And they're going to play it off like, okay, now we're going to give you the 1440 handheld, dock mode 4K Switch proper. But they already had that planned out.
All right, so let me go ahead and hit y'all.
Regardless of COVID or whatever.
And
Just me.
isn't the industry always like 2 or 3 years ahead?
Of course. Isn't that way with PC gaming?
Yeah. So how long has the Switch been out?
What, like 3
Can it-
years?
Now, do you guys realize what Nintendo's history is? What they do? Okay, 1985. We all can go back, go way back to Nintendo. 1985, when the NES dropped. Next best thing since that. Yes, sir.
I couldn't help myself.
When Nintendo was ready to upgrade to the Super NES, what did Nintendo do?
What they do? Don't hold me in suspense.
They made the top loading Nintendo. Do you guys remember the top loader?
Mm-hmm.
So
no.
No, the Nintendo.
The Nintendo was a top loader.
Yeah.
They made it into a top loader.
Mm-hmm.
So right when they made a top loader, that was new technology for them because they were dropping the old big box for the NES and then they were moving on to the Super NES. Right before they moved on, they give you a better version of the system before they move on to the next. Nintendo has always done it, except for the GameCube.
And that was because of the format they went with. The disc format. They couldn't do nothing with that.
I mean, they took the mini disc and even everybody's like, Nintendo, why? Like that's when what? Xbox One, PlayStation 1. No, that was PlayStation 2. GameCube came out in 2000.
Yeah, I mean, and I get it, Jay. Everybody's done it, and that's my point. Like, I really think, me personally, that this was all in the cards, regardless of chip shortages and all that, and blah blah blah. Because Nintendo is like that. Nintendo, you was hearing, I was hearing, we were all hearing the rumor mill. Oh, the Switch Pro is coming. It's coming. Turn of the year, the Switch Pro, it's coming. Oh, it's almost sure that it's here. And then they drop this on us. Yeah, well, here you go. Here's the new and improved Switch. It ain't the Switch 2.0. It ain't the Switch Pro. It's the OLED Switch. Same Switch, different screen, and 7 inches. Bending you over to take $100 from you.
But at the same time, Hideo has proven that Nintendo knows their market and knows how to get the best out of their market.
I ain't knocking
knows
it works. And
I ain't got no problem with it.
And Nintendo, if you're hearing me, you're hearing people like me, get Game Pass app on that. And I will buy your OLED Nintendo Switch. I'll go get it. I'll get 2 of them.
You know what? I think I'll have to second that, Nintendo. You do that, I'll jump in.
I'll get it.
And no, we ain't. And we are not paid, nor are we shilling for Nintendo. I'm just letting you know. If Nintendo want to drop a little something, I'm in.
Sleek is in the house. Sleek, can you hear us? You're muted on your end because I unmuted you. So if you're here, say something, Sleek. Say something. He's here.
Awesome.
He's in the room.
What up?
What's up, Sleek? Hey, you know what, Sleek? You came in at the right time because I was about to wrap up, but I really, really, really wanted you to show up and talk to us about Monster Hunter Stories 2. Can you do that? Can you talk to us? What's up with this game, man? Because let me just set it up for you, and then you can just knock it out the park like you always do. But Monster Hunter Stories, I've never played it. Okay, I don't know nothing about the series, nothing, like zero. But then I saw a review, and I'm forgetting the guy. I'm blanking now. What was the review? And basically, what he said got me like thinking, like, wait a minute, maybe I should be playing this game, because basically in his review, all he said was, Monster Hunter Stories is just Monster Hunter, but in another format. So what do you have to say about this? Talk to me, sell me the game, make me want to go like pull the trigger on this.
I was actually reading another article by another guy. I forget his name. I think he was a writer for Kotaku, maybe, but he was calling it like a breath of fresh air. Do you have? I mean, probably not, but any interest in like the Pokemon games?
Mm-hmm.
So he's basically was comparing it at one point to a breath of fresh air, where in this one you're like essentially collecting monsters. As you fight and beat them, you gather the resources. That's how you obviously, craft your new gear. Except collecting the monsters is you go into monster dens and you basically like sift through the nests and you get eggs, and it's pretty much random at that point. You don't know who you're gonna grab, but essentially like the eggs are all different colors and whatnot. I think so far I've come across like each one has about maybe 2 different species in each one that I've come across so far. You can come across a rare, and they have better stats, obviously, and they're called genes in this game. When you hit a certain point, you can do something called the rite of channeling, and you can actually take, you can have as many of the same creatures as you want or monsters, and improve each one, right? So, say I had 2 Rathians, I can essentially take one of them, and if he has better genes, use the rite of channeling and transfer those skills over to, the monster I want to use.
Cool.
You can do it for any monster, which is nice. And I know I jumped way ahead, so essentially it's turn based, right? So you got to think of like a Final Fantasy turn based for battling.
So what is the actual battle system like though?
So you have a speed attack, a technical attack, and a power attack. And you pretty much will always have an NPC rider with you. At least so far I have. And basically what happens is, speed beats power, technical beats speed, and power beats technical, I think, if I'm correct. And it's just turn based, right? So you select what you're going to do, you wait, the monster selects what he does, and then you just go at each other at the same time pretty much. And whoever picks, the proper attack, you can cancel out theirs. If you say you picked I think it's speed over power, but either way, if you pick speed over power and the monster comes at you, you cancel out its attack, right? So you'll take like 1 damage rather than 86 or something, right?
Okay.
It's unique, it's different, but I thoroughly enjoy it. And it involves a little bit of thinking because you never know like what that monster's gonna do. And obviously the harder the monsters or the more difficult they are, the more they'll mix up, what they're gonna do, technical, speed, or power.
Can you give me a short synopsis on what the story is like?
So right now, it follows the first one. Basically, you're the grandson of so Monster Hunter Stories, the first one. You're a rider. You go through the story, and I believe you're the grandson of that character in the first one, and you go through to you get Rathalos, right? They call him Baby Wrath. I just got to him at this point, but you carry his egg around waiting for him to hatch. And when he hatches, he has like his wings are super small, but it has to do with him basically being like it's looking like he's gonna be like the destroyer of the world, That's where I'm at right now. I'm trying not to spoil the most part of it and then go through it.
I appreciate that. not spoiling.
Yeah, we wouldn't ask it to
Yeah.
spoil. It's just, I mean, is the story captivating? Is it like one of those
Oh yeah.
real drawn out? Like,
So I've played the first one and beat it, right? So it
yeah.
actually has characters from the first one, and they like I said, they have a specific role, right? So you're the grandson of the original rider, I believe. I don't know if anyone wants to play it, but the first one's on 3DS, so you're gonna obviously have to
Find it on eBay for $2,000.
dig it up. You mean emulate it? Just go ahead and be real about it, bro.
But
I mean, I wasn't gonna say it, but
and that's one of the things.
Look, man, we real over here.
That's one of the things, Sleek, that
if you want to play it, go emulate the game.
That's one of the things that I heard, Sleek, that the story's actually like there's moments throughout the whole game and through the story where it really like just draws you in. So it's not a superficial game. I'm glad you said that there's that thinking element, that it's not just press a button here, let the animation do its thing. Like you really have to think out what your moves are. And then I hear just the depth of the monsters that are in this game. It's like a Monster Hunter game. Like, what I would call a traditional Monster Hunter game.
Well, I guess one question that I need to ask that a lot of people never ask: what's the learning curve and what's the difficulty curve?
It's not difficult, and you can just jump right into this one. Like you don't have to beat the first one.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that.
It's not a direct sequel, right? So you can jump straight in. It just helps to play the first one for like mechanics, and then like I said, there is some tie to it. Like the backstory, it would just make sense, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not crucial. And it's easy to pick up too.
So it's its own game in its own right.
Yeah. It's like a spin-off sequel, like not a direct sequel. It's
what they call a predecessor. Is it a predecessor to the old one?
No, you could. I mean, if it really means that much, but you don't want to go back and play. Obviously, I think what you would do is you can go look up some YouTube videos and whatnot if you want to get caught up. If you don't want to go through all. That's what I would do, because I don't think I would see myself going back to playing it. There are people that would do that, but I mean, the option is there. But I think Sleek is saying that you don't necessarily have to play the first one in order to get the second one.
I know, that's why I was saying it was a predecessor, because normally it's wrong game, wrong word. It's the spiritual successor. I am sorry.
Well, no, I think he said that it is it follows the story of the first one, but it stands on its own. Is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
So it's the spiritual successor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Like a continuing story.
Yeah.
I'll definitely I'll look into it. But there are a lot of games coming out. Since we are close to the end of the road here, and Sleek just joined us. Sleek, I'm going to pass you the mic. What are 2 games you are looking forward to get your mitts on?
He's already playing them. He's not looking forward. I've been watching Sleek on Discord, and you're the one telling him, no, play one game at a time, and he's like, no. He's like, no.
So right now, I'm playing. So I'm playing Scarlet Nexus and Monster Hunter Stories 2. I'm trying to get that, like, those games squared away. They both have some depth to them and some like time to put in. I don't know how long Scarlet Nexus is, but I know Monster Hunter can go up to like 40 plus hours. I mean, the main so I don't know about the second one. I'm actually going to look up tomorrow, but the first one I remember is, if I remember looking up, the main story could be around 40 hours without like the side quest and some of the other stuff. Like if you complete that game, it can go up to like 80 hours. I don't know about the second one.
Sounds like a Tales game.
Yeah, Tales of Arise. Yep, I'm waiting for that.
Oh my!
Don't get him started, Jay. I'm telling you.
Oh,
Samurai Warriors 5, Tribes of
Oh, do you?
Midgard.
Okay. Have you seen me and Sleek go at it in Discord
Yes, that's
sometime?
why I don't know why you even asking the question, cause you're the one that's like, take it easy there, young man. One game at a
Yeah.
time. And Sleek is like, you don't understand. No.
I start dabbling in all of them, get
Yep.
as far as I can, enjoy the story, try to remember what I did last in the story,
Right.
but they all start to like tie together.
Yep.
But it's all right because I jump back in and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I remember what I'm doing, and then. But
Yeah,
that's
no.
why, like, when you ask me, like, what the story is, the second one, of Monster Hunter, I'm close to it, but I was literally, I hopped in. I was like, oh, they're still on. I'll just hop in and listen because I just finished Minecraft Dungeons because my cousin came on. So I was like, we'll play that because we're waiting for Diablo 2,
Right.
September.
Nice.
So, and Minecraft Dungeons is like, to be honest, it's a fun co-op palette, like a palette cleanser, right?
Yeah. Yep. I
You can
agree.
pick it up, put it down real close.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah,
It's
I
really
agree.
fun too. I mean,
Yeah, and
crazy.
Minecraft Dungeons does have a degree of depth into it as well. There's some stuff that I recently found out that I was like, "What? Wait a minute. This wasn't explained to me." And it it just gave me, like you said, like a palate cleanser. You can jump in,
Yeah,
play for a bit, have some fun, mindless gaming, and then move on to
yep,
something else. So it's
yeah.
pretty cool.
And the co-op's fun. Like, we were just playing, and he's like, it's his first time playing, so he was like, "This is easy. Like, we're going through like the things." I was like, "Just wait." We
Yeah.
got to the boss, and it was like
Yep.
just mob after mob. He's like, "What?" I'm
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, man. Like,
Because
You got punched in the mouth, didn't
yep.
yeah, yeah."
you?
It just like, and like it was like the second or third mission too, so it's like crazy.
Pretty cool.
But I enjoy it. I mean,
Pretty
it's
cool.
fun to get all like the whatever, and it's nice.
Yeah.
It's refreshing too.
That's just it, guys. And that's what we were talking about here at the top. And I'm gonna end it with that, guys. Thank you for hanging out. Sleek, thank you for showing up and giving us that insight as to Monster. I was looking at it today on the eShop and I was like, do I need to get this game? I don't
It's worth
need
it.
to. I don't need to get it. It's more like, do I want to get this game and at least try it? We've said it here before. I'm realistic about my gaming. I will play, I will touch games, and I'm happy if I can just touch games. But it would be a $60 commitment, which that's when I always default and say, I wish it
Well,
was on Game Pass.
now let me ask you real quick. Is the demo still available? Is the question.
I don't know. I would have to check to see if it's available.
Yeah, because the demo is if it's still available, it gives you. I didn't do the demo because I pretty much knew what I was getting into because of the first one,
Right.
and like the mechanics are pretty much the same, more polished for sure. But if the demo's still available, I think it will give you up to. I think it gives you a good,
Yeah.
you know,
I've heard people
taste of it.
that played the demo and covered it and they were there for a couple of hours
Yeah.
playing. So yeah, that's good advice. And if you guys are listening to this on the back end now, and you haven't checked it out, check it out. There's plenty of games that are coming we didn't talk about here on this episode because we're kind of just getting our bearings once again. But I don't want to extend it any longer. We're past the hour and a half mark. Not that we purpose to do just an hour and a half, but I'm tired, guys. I'm tired.
I get it.
I try to get up. I try to get on the grind, looking at doing my exercise and stuff. And I'm just going to call it for tonight. So, Jay, you got any parting words as I go down the list of people here? Any words, Jay?
From a final word, you guys keep gaming in your lives because the gaming definitely it's a great getaway and a great stress reliever. But don't get addicted because It has happened. Look at Sleek. That dude is addicted, like he's crack at the moment.
Sleek.
We gotta send him a retire. But and once again, I want to give a shout out to Moderately Retro. You guys, please go check him out. He's a good guy. He does his thing. Sleep. Go check him out. He's playing Golden Sun right now. He's a good cat. I know him personally. So y'all go show him some love. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, it's your time. It's your money. And frankly, I don't give a damn about all of it. So y'all have a good night.
I don't even know why I have you on the show, man. He just cancels out everything he said in the last 2 hours. He's like, at the end of the day, I really don't give a damn about nothing. So do whatever you want. I'm gonna give you your own show, man. Just call it I don't really give a damn about nothing. I don't understand you. I'm gonna you know, just because you blew up Sleek spot like that, I'm gonna let him go last so he can get back at you. So, Henyo, any words here?
Well, you do you.
Oh my God!
Have a good night, guys.
Oh man. All right, Sleek, take us home before I shut us down, man.
All right, all I'm gonna say is it's all fun with us, and if whoever's listening, you guys should find a community like this, and if you want, join it, because nothing but good times here.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It keeps us a bit sane. And shout out again to Ace and Rogue. We've been having a great time with them. Wish they were around. Haven't heard from Mangry in a while. Population. And everybody else who's already on the Discord that we haven't heard from in a while. Hope you guys are doing well. Stay safe. Don't believe the hype. We're on the other end of this, guys. Okay? So don't go around Petro. Look at people and live your life. Be normal. Okay? Be normal if you can.
What's normal anymore?
And listen, we'll talk on your show about that, okay? The I don't give a damn about what you really think show, okay? In the meantime, people, take care. Be good to one another. Do good to one another. And keep your gaming in your life drama-free, people. Later.
It had to be.